All right, so kicking things off, by let me start with the lowest of the low first, but let me talk about this Zesser the movie, by and
Right.
to the non Trinidadian, sorry, non Trinbagodian or non Caribbean listeners out there, um, what exactly is a Zesser, you may ask? Well,
Right.
all right, okay, so in a way, I was kind of expecting the show to pretty much show people what exactly it is, right? Because the way I was introduced to that term, and well, a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago were introduced to that through a little song put out from a guy called Trinidad Ghost called
Right.
Zesser, right? Or more Zessin, right? That's the term of it, right? There's a remix, some artists from New York, what I mean, some diaspora people came and do their thing. They even bring back friggin' Trinidad James. I'm like, Trinidad James in this, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, Trinidad James actually on the remixes. So I'm like, wow, okay, bottom of the barrel, okay, okay. But the
Right.
man have Trini roots, right? So no disrespect there, right? But anyway, but yeah, so essentially, like I may have the term wrong, but the idea of a Zessa is just like, what I mean, somebody who it's not like he dresses flashy or anything like that, right? But he is like what we call, like, in Jamaica, he's the bad man now. So, what I mean, he has the 2-3 gold chain around the neck. You know what I
Right.
mean? He have the fancy car. And yes, he stays strapped, right? He stays strapped just in case shit goes down there. So he's that type that will just go to parties and whatnot, you know what I mean, and just wild out and all that kind of stuff. So that's the type, right? They just live that life, right? You know what I mean? So that kind of, in a sense, is what Zest is about, right? So I thought, okay, it's just a song, all right. We had a rhythm to it, very minimalist, ridiculously minimalist, if you ask me. I thought that was it. Okay, okay. But what I didn't know though is that it kind of opened the door for this new, I would say, breed of local dancehall artists now. So essentially, like, they kind of going back to, well, I don't want to say they're going back, right? Because you see it now with today's dancehall in Jamaica, right? This sort of grimy, okay, we gotta talk about, the street life, that kind of vibe. We gotta be real
Right.
explicit about it, talk about guns and, sex and all that kind of stuff now, right? But you're getting that from in Trinidad, which is funny because, we always like to treat these things as taboo, and it's always like, well, you can't cuss or you can't see this in a song, you know what I mean?
Right.
But these guys come out now and it's like, well, yeah, we could do that, and it's under the guise of dancehall. So you could slip this into a playlist, you know what I mean, on radio, and you just think it's some Jamaican doing it. It's like, no, it's some fella from Trinidad do that. It's like, okay, wood,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. For a hot minute, we have been seeing. I don't know. This going on for about 15 or so years, a little more than that actually. Um, Close to 20 years, I'd say, where
right,
Trinidad start coming up in dancehall, and be like, oh shit, this a Jamaican. It's like, no, this dude from Laventille. It's like, what? And it's kind of interesting and kind of shocking how that played itself out. Um, well, I'd argue that it probably happened simply because of actual Jamaican immigration in the country.
hmm,
Uh, so that's a possibility. So it's like second generation Jamaicans, new or relatively people come from Jamaica young, and the parents still connect to Jamaica, and they come to here. They come here for and they in some minimum wage job now, or
right,
even lower
right,
than that. So like how you see like a lot of Jamaican security guards, for example,
yes,
stuff like that. And yeah, these people are relatively underclass. Most of these small islands, people like that have a lot of that immigration is not new to Trinidad, but it has been ramping up in the last 20 years or so. I've noticed. We could get into all kind of reasons why. Uh, but that's what I suspect is going on with respect to a lot of this. It's not Trinis just adopting Jamaican culture. There's a lot of that too, but it's interesting how that that back and forth happening with respect to Jamaica and Trinidad. Because yeah,
yeah,
it's like holy shit, you get better than artists in Trinidad, coming out nowadays. That it's like, oh shit, that is interesting. And
yeah,
I want
yeah,
I,
yeah, you're right.
I want to see the direction that's going though. But yeah,
Me
continue
too.
with
Me
this
too.
Zesser.
Actually, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Actually, because believe it or not, I am actually kind of liking what these guys are doing here because yeah, Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Well, in your case, you knowing, guys like Mike Wise and Doughboy, you know what I mean? And
Right.
well, shout out to Southside Lifestyle, right? You know, people who kind of figure, well, you know what I mean? We don't just have to do soca music because we in Trinidad. Why we can't do hip hop? Why we can't do,
Right.
other genres of
Right.
music?
Yeah.
Right.
So we had there's a whole big deep argument we could spend a lot of time on. Why is it that most Trinis not getting into soca any way they could have? Like it have a kind of inroad to that, and it's because, well, yeah, soca is the inroad in Trinidad. Sorry to say it.
It is. It
The
is.
our running joke. We had the running joke slash meme called soca mafia. Anybody who from Trinidad trying to do another genre get kind of shut out. It's kind of harder for them to do work unless they have a ton of money and they fly out. They ain't gonna really do good money or get played. Kind of hard.
Yeah.
Let's just rap so something maybe, and you had to come good and you kind of be at the best on the level of, say, a Freetown Collective or something like that. You could speculate about these things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I find it fascinating that how people can't get in these inroads unless, again, I want to see where it's going. The other inroad is dancehall itself, and how we
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
local dancehall that playing itself backward. Is the snake eating its own tail now?
Exactly.
Everything circling a real weird way about that. I again quite fascinating it playing itself out like this.
It is. It is. It
But
is. And as you mentioned, sorry, go on.
yeah, I trying to intellectualize, your silly movie. Yeah, but like, go there.
We're gonna get to it in a bit. But what's interesting, right? Now there's a couple things I want to mention about Trinidad Goes here for a bit. Like right now
Right.
he's putting out like a soca song. Like he has a couple of soca songs on his belt for 2020. So it's not like he's just gonna sit and wait for Carnival to end next
Oh no,
month and
right,
then
yeah,
he's gonna drop more dancehall tunes. It's like no,
right,
he had to put food in the he had to put
right.
money in pocket,
Yeah,
right? So
the thing is, right. The thing is, the stronger rap artists or the bigger people who we know for rap, have good soca songs out as well. It's not like
Chromatics, right? Yeah, Chromatics have a great.
Chromatics, right?
And
Our songs.
by the way, has been putting out some excellent soca songs over the past few years. So shout out to
Yeah, yeah.
Chromatic, man. Do you think? Yeah.
The new one, the new one you have is great. Like that new one, and it have what 100,000 views on YouTube. It's doing well.
Yeah,
So
100K, yo, 100K.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so everybody had to dip again, eat a food, right? You had to eat a food. Everybody had to dip their hands in everybody pie, and it's interesting to see stuff going to have to have feedback loops now because look, the country too small for having infighting, right? But I thought it is, so we'll see what will happen going forward.
Yeah. Right, right.
Anyway, time out.
Yeah. So right, and last thing I just want to say about that song itself, right? About Zesser, right? I was kind of nonplussed by it because just how minimalist the beat was and just how how I don't want to say derivative, but just how sing-songy, I guess. Well, just how formulaic, I guess, the song was. Nah. You know what I mean? There just wasn't much to it. It was just rhyming words with words. If you hear the song, you'll understand, right? But the moment where I realized how big that song was, right? True story. Me and my mom was just walking around, like, this is Savannah, close to where we live, right? And one of the houses, they had like this little party, like a pool party, right? For these little 6, 7 year old kids now. And like the lady who had the place set up, pulling up the song, right? Blasted out the stereo, and all the kids singing it lyric by lyric thread. I'm like, wow, this thing actually reached, but holy shit. These 6, 7 year old songs, kids know the words by heart. I still even know it by heart, but I think the problem I have is just I find these songs a little too simplistic. I think that's the best way I could
Right.
describe it. But yeah, because it is so simplistic, it's catchy as hell. I'll admit. So how I found out about this movie, right? I think it was like late last year. One of my film colleagues actually shared this trailer on Facebook. I watched this thing. I'm like, all right, this is some kind of gangster thing. Okay, cool. But this is not the first time we got this, right? And this is where I have to kind of
Right.
explain things. Don't worry, I won't say too long. Um, so when it comes to like the street life and the ghetto and stuff like that, this isn't new when it comes to local films, right? And
Right.
by the way, when I keep saying local, I mean Trimegonian films, right? Just keep in mind, right? So like I believe it was 2013. We had God Loves the Fighter,
Right.
um, yeah, directed from by Damian Marcano. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's directed some very memorable Marshall Montano videos, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
film for the most part. I only saw it once. I gave it a 4 stars. That was when I was doing my blogging, right? And
God Loves the Fighter.
yeah,
Right, yeah. I
I
get that.
know
Yeah,
I
like
know
what
you
that
don't like
said.
the show. I know you have your issues with it. And yes, the
No, yeah,
show admittedly has issues, but I think it's because of how ambitious it was, one, how gritty it was, two. And yeah, because of how gritty it was. Because, yeah, like this was the first time literally where I heard characters like cussing, like real cussing. You know what I mean? Like, call your mother, dash, dash, dash. Like, I never
right,
heard
right.
that before in a Tribegonia movie in my life, Jen. I was like, what? We reached, way? I was
Right.
always the kind of person who's like, all right, you know what I mean? At some point in time, we need to come out of this taboo-ish shell and tell stories and show life the way how we really know it is and stop trying to dumb things down because we're free and we don't want to get banned and oh gosh man, like you know what I mean? Like ever since BIM came out, you know what I mean? It was like, why we have to
Right.
show these things and get banned? It's like ban? Who gonna ban it? You know what I mean? But anyway, right? But yeah, there was that. But the real example I want to bring is a particular film from a particular director by the name of Jeffrey Allen called Welcome to
Uh,
Warlock. Yes.
right. Yeah,
That
that
and
right.
and that
This reminds me of,
which
yeah.
which which to me in my honest opinion I still consider to be a true cult classic as far as Caribbean films go.
So let's say that,
Because
is a movie that I felt if he, God, if he could have just turned down the goddamn ISO. um,
boy,
right, but no,
all these like
if he could have
washout shots too, all these washout
right.
shots too.
If you can just pull down them curves in in Adobe, pull down the curves a little bit. You can get some.
Yeah,
You can actually shot, and it had a slightly better edit. Let's just improve the editing a little bit. The edit is the real problem with the film. It wouldn't
yeah,
have been so bad. It's a
yeah.
story. You try something.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't help but commend the man for it now. I mean, you might like the subject material, like, oh well, you know what I mean? Well, essentially it's just like this fella, his name is Machine, and he going about he life doing anything and uh, I never forget, so he set up play cards with a fella. And, and he like he ended up like winning the man money now. Fella get
Right.
mad now and play like he got called he friends to go and like fuck up Machine and something happened and well Machine fucking he up and then it's like oh well that
Huh?
I can't that way and then it's like some man go and borrow a man gun and actually had the fella who had nothing to do who owns the gun to come out with the gun
Right.
and he gets shot so it's just how out of nowhere this big confrontation take place there. And you just basically seeing like what, like 36 hours in your life of these characters as just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on this thing there. Like it sounds comical when you explain it, but when you see it, it's like, well, I could kind of get into it. It feels real enough the way how well. I mean, I can't really call out acting, right? Because most of these characters, most of these performers, I would say, just being themselves, I guess, right? But it was the grittiness about it that really struck me. Now, I mean, technical stuff aside, and yes, some really editing issues. Like case in point, you'll have scenes that just kind of drag. Like I have this scene literally
Right.
in this nightclub, this pasa moment. Swear to God, I
Right.
feel that thing run for like 10 minutes. Now a part
No, no,
where
no.
they out in
Yeah,
town
yeah,
and
fast.
then you see them like buying punch. And like,
You know,
dog, you really had to show these characters buying punches. Like, come on, cut that part out there.
you know,
But the real reason why I call this thing a cult classic is because it kind of went against, well, the TNT Film Festival thing now. Because I'd
right.
imagine, Jeffrey reach out to these guys like, hey, you all show my film now. It's like,
No, no, right.
no.
There's a kind of common problem. You have a ton of filmmakers who kind of on the, you could say the kind of, I don't know if I'm using the term blacklist properly, but yeah, kind of blacklisted type. And he come across like that type,
Right.
kind of make the wrong people angry there. And he's like, well, I'm
Yeah.
the rebel filmmaker thing. The problem with that shit is that you kind of
Yeah.
have the talent.
Sorry. He's the general. He's the general. That he calls
Right.
himself.
Right. Anyway, he put himself out there, and sorry to say that we have a kind of local, again, normal thing now, normal interlocuting forces and countervailing forces that battling against each other, unfortunately. And he kind of on the
Exactly.
receiving end. So you won't see his film in
Yeah.
film festival. He's not part of that. But my wife party thing, he do he thing. You'll see them DVDs on the side, and yeah, it was you selling them, and he said he sell them well and whatever it is, and I he pushed her. And I can't be mad
Yeah.
at that necessarily I mean, ultimately, I just give him a bone and just like show you take, but people, politics, so whatever.
Exactly. And then, well, because the subject matter, people I assume would have been turned off by it. But then again, if you had some like Call of the Fighter, which no wasn't set in Laventil slash Beatum, but it was set in like what the East Port of Spain. So kind of
Right,
like
right.
different location, but same kind
Yeah,
of
I
topic. It's
recall,
just
yeah.
that Call of the Fighter didn't really focus so much on the whole gang life kind of culture. It was about stuff. It was about different stuff, but it did involve some gang stuff. Had some prostitution stuff in it too. It's like,
Right,
okay,
right, right.
this is where the show going. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, but point is the Mapoti show, and it had actually inspired other filmmakers from that area to do the same thing. So you have stuff like Enemy of My Enemy, you have the Prodigal
Right.
Son, stuff like that you could find easy on YouTube, like the full movies. You know what I mean, even Jeffrey Porter we're gonna work on the full movie actually on YouTube actually. All the cussing
Right.
and everything is there. Which leads us now to Zesser movie, right? So sorry trailer fit. I seen okay, this is like another like Jeffrey Allen-esque kind of movie, but apparently it's these new guys doing it, right? So I tell myself, okay, eventually when it does come out, I'll give it a watch, right? Because I don't want to be that one because like it wasn't me like trying to review local films. I always make this rule. I always tell myself it have to be in theaters.
Yeah.
Not just in a film festival, because with a film festival, especially with our own, you only shoot like 2-3 times and then that's it, right? I talking
Yeah, yeah.
about like if I see it Wednesday, I could talk about it. I could do the review Thursday, and other people could have the rest of the week to go and see it before they pull it
Right.
out of theaters, right? I'll talk about the pulling out of theaters in a bit, right? But anyway, so movie finally came out, right? But I didn't know. I knew it was coming up like about a few weeks in advance. Now. I saw a poster of it in the Caribbean Cinemas website. But what was
Right.
weird now is that it was only in Caribbean Cinemas 8.
Okay.
That's the cinema I frequent because it's close to the way I live, right? I saw nothing in Movie Town. I was like, wait, no, nothing, no poster for the Movie Town. Still
Right.
showing oh gosh, showing even the show like a boss and movies like
Right.
that. But no Zesser movie what going on here, boy. How the town people can see this show, boy? So they had to come all the way down to Tree City to watch this. Okay, whatever. So movie came out last Wednesday times recording. I went Tuesday because I had the day off, right? Went on an early show, and it's funny things come. A boss was saying, "Hey, be careful, next thing some gang men come up." But anyway, so I check out the show, right? And in a nutshell, right, what the movie is about, it centers on like three characters, right? We have these two Zessers, right? That's the term I'm gonna be using from here, and essentially one of them um like he just trying to make money, right? You know what I mean? He trying to take care of himself and all that kind of stuff. He find out early on that his girlfriend is pregnant. So he's like, well, I don't want my youth. Literally, he says that I don't want my youth to grow up poor like me. So
Right.
he ended up getting this, hooking up with his connect now. This Venezuelan guy who is played by soca artist Mr. Renzo.
Okay.
Who, by the way, I'm not too sure if he's in this, right? And by the way, I don't know if because last time I saw him or saw anything about him, I know he had this Venezuelan girlfriend with him, but I don't know if that was like the inspiration behind like his performance there. Because yeah,
Right.
he does sound like the way how Venezuelans try to talk in English, you know what I mean? But in a kind of exaggerated, oh, I'm the Spanish bad guy kind of thing there.
So
So it's like that.
you say we boy Wayne could have played this role then.
Imagine that, like if we did a parody of this, yeah, we
Right.
should have definitely played. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Because yeah,
Right.
he's like the only red man in the whole movie, Dread. So it's like anybody could have do it, but because you have these shoulder sleeves now, these stats now, it's like all right, cool,
Yeah.
we could pick it, right? Right. But anyway, so he working for this guy, and essentially he's like they just moving drugs and stuff now, right? So he's selling it to make money, right? Cool. So his friend now, oh yeah, so by the way, that guy's name is Roach, right? Ha ha ha, right? We're burying
Right.
these
Right.
cockroaches, right? Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
so his friend now, working construction, and like he just not liking the job at all. So eventually he had to quit the job, and he just hooking up with Roach now and doing all these jobs now. Essentially, they know like
Right.
all the gunmen in the area, so they're just hooking up with men like, all right, cool, I want to do this from here. I just seeing like moments of them doing that now. On the other hand, now you have this cop who and they were set him up to be like this badass though. Like so clearly the inspiration they got here is from a little movie that I wouldn't say that opened the floodgates as far as the Caribbean hood crime action movies go, but it was the first one I ever saw back in 1999 called Third World Cup. Another cult
Right. Yeah.
classic, if you ask me. I totally love that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And the story was so well told, though, but because,
Yeah.
and even the whole callbacks to stuff like Shaft, which, by the way, I actually saw it with the 2000 Shaft. That was really cool. Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
there's all these callbacks to like these, like, these African American action heroes that they just pull that from, yes, drew inspiration from that. But the point is, this
Yeah.
guy here in Zesser, his name is Sergeant Snipes.
Right.
Sergeant Snipes.
Okay. Here's
Like
the thing, eh?
Wesley Snipes, right?
Here's the thing. I know a dude whose name he's an actual police officer called Snipes. So that's not so far
Huh.
fetched. I know a dude.
Okay.
Uh, okay, I'll tell you where I know him from, eh? I don't think he's called himself Snipes. He's from? He is as a dude I know from when I did remember back in the days when the wrestling down in Taquarigo.
Yes, yes.
That's his character. So that's where I think that might be. I don't know if it come from that. I don't think so, but
Oh,
I'm sure
okay, okay.
that's a small place, so maybe.
Yeah. Right. Oh, okay.
Right.
Let's look at that, right? Nah, 'cause when I hear Snipes, I was just thinking like Wesley Snipes, like they're gonna have
Snipes,
him
right.
be like when he was the badass in Passenger 57, you know what I mean? Always
Right.
bet on black, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But yeah, essentially he trying to clean up, the community, you know what I mean? He learns later on that this politician, I don't want to say a minister, right? Well, I guess he is a minister, but a politician now,
Right.
is actually like handing out these contracts to these gunmen now, and that's pretty much how they finance and the dastardly deeds, you know what I mean? Because only
Right.
later on he find that out and all that kind of stuff, right? So one thing we see another Roach ends up getting betrayed during this drug deal, and now essentially the minister sent his goon now to go and hunt him down, and there's even go so far as to call this fella, this rapper, actually real rapper named Bangam Smith, right? That's his stage name, to come down
Right.
from Florida now. He's the official gunman, and how he do it here is that he have like these two Desert Eagles, and like he wouldn't
Right.
aim directly and fire. He would kind of move his arms up, so it would be like he'll fire one shot with one arm, and then he will do it again with the other arm now. So it's always blap
Right.
blap, and he always shoots like that now. Blap 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 blap
Right.
blap blap, like his
There's a
arms
Eagles hard
moving
to
up now.
control.
Sorry.
Well, there's a Eagle hard to control. It's a very powerful gun, so you can't really shoot that whole double hand thing is kind of like a bad idea. But so if you shoot it, you have to come up with some kind of unorthodox way to shoot it. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but it looks really, really ridiculous though.
Right.
But yeah, essentially that is what the story is about in a nutshell. I don't want to spend too much time talk about what it's about, right? So here's the thing, right? So me going in, watching this thing, noticing audio out of sync at times, but like, you know what, this is like this clearly first timers, man. I mean, all
Right.
right, cool. Okay, they and clearly they're marketing the music, because all through this movie, you just hear nothing but dancehall, nothing but dancehall. I could tell,
Right.
all right, cool, they're trying to promote their music. All right, cool. I get in a vibe. I get in something along the lines of remember like when like remember back in the good old days, like when rappers in the states got big and they said, hey, it'd be cool is if we
Yeah.
make our own movies and we sell them.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the Hot Boys do it. You had State Property do it. Yeah, State
Right.
Property was
Yeah.
not a good movie, but I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
see it because State Property was a thing, and I mean,
Yeah.
Freeway
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
BD Steel and Jay Z, you
Belly.
wanted to see
Belly
that.
test.
Yeah,
Belly.
Belly to the extent. You had
Right.
Hype Williams be directing the damn movie, so I was like,
Right.
okay, word, we getting this now. We getting this. We're okay. We're using this film to promote myself. All right, cool, and we basically telling a story which is similar to the kind of shit we sing about. Okay, word. All
Right.
right, cool. And then the story started to build. I like, okay. Characters one dimensional, but
Yeah.
all right. I still liking the energy here.
Yeah. Doing that.
Um, yeah, okay. And then eventually, it's like slowly but surely, I realized, right, that This movie was just kind of spinning on its own wheels, right? Like
Right, yeah.
it has a skeletal story, but you could tell
Right.
it was just like, all right, we just want to have these scenarios where we have to have we partner to come in and do a scene, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
okay, I go work you in to be a character in the show and all that kind of stuff, right? But now to get to the because yes, this movie have a lot of bad things in it, right? I'm not talking about content wise, because I mean, believe it or not, I actually don't mind the content. You know, I actually do not mind the content
Yeah.
unless you, as long as you have a point to make, right? If your point is, well, this is just how things are, fuck you, then no, you lose me, right? But if it's like, okay, well, this is like the seriousness of this life here. This is like the stuff that you don't hear about in the news. This stuff that you might want to live vicariously through that, like through these characters to see for yourself. But you wouldn't last a second if you were there in real life. Like those things I don't mind at all. Especially when it comes to, well, that life there, you know what I mean, in that side, right? Cool. But my thing is like you're like real hyping up the movie as okay, this can be Horses Zesser the movie, Dread. You had to go and see this. And then I watched this thing and it felt like more like a diluted version of Welcome to Warlock. I'll explain
Right.
why. Now, okay, I understand technical stuff like okay, like when it comes to us doing scenes of violence, right? Involving guns, right? You know how it is be like, yeah, you have one gun and it reminds me of like oh gosh, like the Hardy Come where I had this chase scene with Jimmy Cliff and I forgot the other
Yeah.
guy who was also in Tool Cop. He was a villain. And literally they had one gun that they was passing around because it's just them running and shooting on each other now. But then if you read the behind the scenes, you realize no, it's actually one gun that they was just throwing to each other, and the camera would just cut
Yeah.
to one man shooting and then back to the other.
Right, right,
It was
right.
real cool how they pull it off. Though. It was real cool, eh? But yeah, but you could and like in the show, okay, they have the firearms, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But you tell yourself, okay, you're gonna see these people actually use the guns now, because I mean that's what we kind of come to expect, right? So every time they will show somebody about to shoot someone, right? I am not bullshitting you here. Two things will happen. Either it will fade to black, fade,
Yeah.
and you will hear gunshots go off,
Right.
or it will cut to black and you will see, work with me here, like After Effects esque gunfire dread, like muzzle fire come out. And you'll just see like it show up like in the middle of the screen, in the blackness, and then cut to the
Okay.
next.
Okay.
And
Right.
a
Right.
majority of these scenes, right? A majority of these scenes. Well, this let me just talk about editing for a bit. Always ends with like a fade to black, like almost like if I'm
Right.
watching some kind of old 50s noir or some shit, right? It just always fading out, right? Um, Usually it will have like voiceover narration going on, and oh gosh, so the three characters that I just mentioned, all three of them motherfuckers have voiceover narration. And oftentimes it's kind of hard to tell who is who now, because now you have to look at the scene and you have to be like, oh, so it's from he perspective now. He taking his Roach and his Roach story, but then afterwards, Roach friend gonna come and talk about, well, boy, you see, and little did I know, you know what I mean, this life that I end in and how I get my friend involved in this. Cause yeah, have a moment where he gave friend involved in some kind of job and some rival gang come and gang up on him and want to torture him. And like even those scenes now too, like they have a part where a guy gets his throat slit and he just fade to black or cut to black.
Right.
So long story short, you do that literally in a movie that promises violence. You don't actually see violence. And when you do, it's always so fast and always so well. Oh gosh, you could tell that
Yeah.
they
It's the
shoot it from an angle where they give the
yeah.
impression that
For
oh, a
kids
character gets
animation
shot
trick,
now.
right?
Sorry?
Yeah. It's for kids. The for kids animation censorship trick, right? You fade to white or black, but you don't
Yeah,
actually show. Yeah. Yeah. That bullshit. Yeah.
exactly. So let me give you a example, right? This is the example where we see how Sergeant Snipes is such a badass, right? The man going to a barber shop, right? And I was watching the scene and it was looking like Sawa Barataria area. It was looking like one of them barber shops on the main road or bus road or wherever it is. One of those places, but I swear I saw it before, right? That these
Right.
two fellas driving around, right? These two Zessers, right? And they're like, boy, I had to eat her food, you know, but I had to get some money, Jen. Hey, let me go and run my barber shop now. It's
Right.
like, all right, cool. And them driving there. And good thing as I bring up that, because when I mentioned the scene to my boss, he say, so I think only did just like look for some passengers or they can make a little quick cash there, you know what I mean? Dropping people home, you know what I mean? Like do a little taxi service. It's like, no,
Right.
no, no,
Yeah.
we have we guns now. So it's like, fuck it, right? We gotta go and rob that place. We gotta eat our food, right? So yeah, I'm going conveniently, right, in the same barber shop where Mr. Snipes is getting his hair done, right? Men
Right.
roll up, right? And it's like, yo, you know, we all there on the ground, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, Trent. Snipes all cool with it, right? Everybody on the ground except for Snipes. Snipes on the barber chair. Man, Gear pull out like two guns from his pockets, Trent, and just fire, bap, bap. You don't see no fire, not like that.
Yeah,
You just hear bam, bam, and both of them fall on the ground now. And this is the moment where, you know, the audience supposed to go, boy, that's what we talking about. Is when the man sit back down and is like, he called the barber, is like, hey, you done with me, now? Hey, I pay your rent. Come on, go. Like, do you finish up what you're doing there. That's supposed to be the moment where everybody's supposed to be like, what? I just
Right.
kind of laughing like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's
Sad.
just so cheesy though, but I get what they was trying to do there. So that was one of the moments where I let slide, but I thought it was gonna get better. And no, it just got worse, right? So speaking of about four kids, right? Another weird thing. Now, swear to God, like I was looking at the ticket stub that I bought, right? I see PG-13. In my head, I like, okay, shit like this supposed to be like a 16 years over, but like now that's
Right.
right now the reason that they give Bad Boys for Life, right? 16 years and over, or probably 18, because I thought he was gonna get some sex, right? Because in the trailer they hinted at a sex scene, which I'll talk about. Um, you know, this movie actually center out the cursing.
Okay. All right.
About
That what it
three
is.
quarters of the cussing in this movie is censored us. I'm
So
like,
what you think? You
what?
think they gonna do the thing where you think they're gonna do the thing where it's like, oh well, you have to pay for to see
Yeah,
the
pay for
uncensored
the
version.
uncut version. Yeah,
Yeah, some shit. Yeah.
I was thinking that too because I like,
Yeah.
wait. Was this a decision by Cribbin Cinemas themselves? Like, oh, we will screen your movie provided that we don't have like, you know, we like, I don't know, like 100 fucks or whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know. But it just feel like some kind of last minute decision. Like they were just afraid that, okay, if they don't censor their own shit, they might get banned, quote unquote. I'm
Yeah.
like, but dog, all they're telling a story. This is what we expect from this type of story, Dread. Is either you make the story or you don't, Dread. That's how I see it. Or you make it, I don't know, some family friendly PG-13 PSA kind of movie or something like that. But all they're going for the R now, you know what I mean? So how you could just come out the blue and censor out all like nearly all the cussing? And when I say censor, like in the songs you would hear the curses, right? And ever so often, because of just how badly mixed it is, sometimes he's let certain curse words slip now, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, other than that, a majority of the cuss words just not there. I'm like, who they do this for? Will they do this for people who just don't want to hear Trini Man say fuck on screen? I don't know. But yeah, and then another thing though, just and around I'll stop at the technical stuff, right? Is the editing itself, right? How shots look. There are scenes literally dread. Like you know normally with films, right? They you'll have like you use two cameras, right? Clearly they use one camera, right? So you think
Right.
you'll have like a shot reverse shot, or like a different angle for the scene, conversation scene, and you do like two, three takes and just cut around it to suit it to make it work, right? It's like the camera is just like on one point and you have two characters talking, and then the scene itself will cut, like you just see like this jump cut, and is he seeing two people in the same shot?
Right. Right.
Or
Right.
maybe the camera might be off a little bit, and then it just like it will be like one character see something, then jump cut, respond. At first, I was like, okay, this is some kind of like music video kind of shit they're going for. You know, we jump cuts all the time. But like, it's a conversation scene, Jim. What's this? Like, let the camera roll there. Don't we doing a bunch of jump cuts and all that kind of stuff? But yeah, you know what I mean? I could talk about the technical stuff for these, and you know, like once again, I was letting it slide. I mean, even though I was just real annoyed by the sound mix, why I hearing the music more than the dialogue? Why some dialogue scenes sound so low? why they
Yeah, yeah.
censor the curse and all that kind of stuff. I was like, all right, first time jitters, okay, cool, but maybe the story will make sense. And then it's only like when the movie ended and I really think about the show, it's like there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing about the show. Like, okay, so for the people who just clearly have no clue what Zesser is about, right? You think the movie would have come and tell you, sorry, kind of show you exactly what a Zesser is now? Nope, not really. It's just, well, boy, you could shoot. All right, you could shoot. Okay, here's what, right? I will do a job for me. All right, cool. You gain pay, and that's it, right? You tell them all these things, and and yet when we actually show a scene of violence, you do like I said before, the feet the black or the cut the black.
Right.
Show, don't tell. You're telling me all these things. Tell me, boy, you shouldn't get my friend involved with this boy and all this stuff, boy. You even have a scene where Roach girlfriend now end up finding out that he was end up having sex with some other fella girl and all that kind of thing. And then
Right.
she
Right.
responds is just to go and fuck that same fella now. And he's like, you see now why I can't trust women these days, boy, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And around that time though he talk about, but yeah, he's a zessa, boy, I can do what I want, boy, that kind of vibe now. So what really makes you special out of any other thug gang film I've seen before in my life? What makes you being a Zessa be any different from anything else? And that's what the show could address. And I've seen the whole show had to be, well, this is what Zessa really is. This is what Zessing is about. Like, no, you tell your story, but you really put me in the shoes of what it really means to be a Zessa. And the movie failed at that. It was just thug stuff, gangster stuff, and it's something that before I noticed with like a couple other Jeffrey Allen esque, well, not the ones that he direct, but shows in that similar vein now,
Right.
where it's not really so much about the telling of the story, it's just about, okay, how much gang shit I could get away with now. You know what I mean? Like, boy, I
Right.
want to have a scene where I'm gonna do
Right.
this and I'm gonna do that, but you're not really telling me a
That's
story. You're
coherent.
just
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
me
It's all
moments
a
now.
trend and all coherence to it. Yeah.
Exactly,
It's
exactly,
all
exactly.
that's the thing. I mean, these things. Every time I see these things, it's always be like just extended music videos more than anything. There. But even music videos just
Cute.
have.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's just with more guns. Like, oh, look, I have a gun, and look, I in this mansion with a gun, and but
Right.
all right, cool. But why should I give a shit though? That's the problem, and that's what the movie is. And just
Right.
before I round things up, right? So I did like, okay, so now we get to the climax, right? Big shootout, right? Okay, cool. You actually seeing gunfire, some After Effects stuff coming out of the gun muzzles. Okay, cool. Characters, you don't see no bullet holes or nothing, but they still getting shot. All right, whatever. And the Starboy now, Roach ended up getting shot. And he was close to death now, but then Snipes now come. It's like, oh, you're not dead yet, right? And then and this ironic, right? Similar to Welcome to Warlock, our main character ends up in the hospital, right? His friend, I believe, got killed, right? The other fellow who
Right.
left the construction. The point is, he did like, well, the Snipes was they kind of guarding him now. You tell him, well, yeah, you're gonna get like, well, you had to serve 15 years in jail and all that kind of stuff, right? But right when he wakes up in the hospital, he's like, well, yeah, boy, I thought that was it for me, but no, boy, I glad I alive, boy. I think I done with this gang life, boy. I think I gonna give my life to God, yes. I did like,
Right.
okay.
Right.
So you should have a little bit of context here. Okay, well, okay. A little too late, but all right, no problem. And then right afterwards, where as soon as Snipes talk about that whole 50-year thing, man come and say, well, when I come out of jail, I gotta go back into this. I just Zesser for life, boy. I like
Right.
you
Dumb.
motherfuckers, straight. Oh, I now save the best for last, right? I now save the best for last, right? So now we have this next scene. We can remember. I remember moments just either feed in or feed out or just jumped it, right? So I have a scene where Roach wakes up, right? Like almost like he had a nightmare. Man wake up, right? And assuming this was in his house. Then the next scene involves Renzo, right? Calling Zesser fellas like, yo, I heard Roach is still alive. We need to kill that Roach, man. We need to bury that Roach, man. Fucking Mary Cohen, man. Right? All that kind
Right.
of stuff. And like two fellas literally sneak inside the man house, armed to the teeth, fight and aiming at him there. And then cut to black. Wait for this, Ricardo. Wait for this. Wait for it. And then you see the following text: to be continued.
They had the goal to that. They had the goal to
If
do
I had
that.
a Molotov cocktail in my bagus, I'd have
Yeah,
burned that whole cinema down, Fred. What
yeah.
in the
Hot dogs.
actual fuck was that us? What in the
Yeah,
actual fuck? To be continued
yeah, nonsense.
in a
Hot dogs.
70-minute movie. In a 70-minute
Yeah,
movie, by the way. To be continued, dog?
yeah. Well, they push with the sequel, they gotta make it. So you gotta get Zesser too. Listen, what I'm do there is nothing. Is nothing as to me. Most in about a lot of Hollywood movies just do that bullshit. Who have the goal to like imply a sequel and instead of just telling a complete story. So like we put it past me put it past these men. Whatever.
No, but no, you know what balls you have to put to be continued at the end of your
Yeah,
movie, you know?
is that episode of Star Trek?
It's a theatrical thing, not a TV show. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
anyway. And
Listen,
what's
Back to the
that?
Future do it. So whatever.
Oh gosh, yes, Back to the Future did it. Okay, cool, but oh gosh, they had a good setup for it. Come on, right? But anyway,
Yeah,
and a good song that came after that, right? And and then they had the end credits. And I was watching, saying, like, why this looking like Final Cut Pro credits? Like, you know, like when this
yeah,
have the crawl credits, right?
right,
Sorry,
right,
the
right,
scroll
right.
credits. And I don't know if because I haven't used Final Cut Pro in such a while, right? Where you can like literally type out all the text you want and it'll just scroll up for you, so you don't have to worry about how it look or how fast it is, right? That's how it looked,
Right.
Trent. And all of it is just names and character. It's just artist names and character names, Trent. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it. No directed by, no produced by, no filmed where.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just actors and character names, Trent. As I say, artist, Trent. One scene that I take off from that show, right? It was great. Is where Roach came by his friend, right? And he have like a little home recording studio with Dread. And one of his friends who was there, like, I don't know, smoking weed or whatnot, just come and start to spit some bars now, but it was dancehall now. And the man like had a little laptop set up there and beats and everything like that playing. I like, but this is fantastic though.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, this is a fantastic scene because you're tying it back to okay, the dancehall music that playing throughout the show, and then also into the story, you're showing that hey, you have options. You can either do the whole gunman stuff, or you could do music. Show the relationship between the two, like show like that choice being made. You know what I mean? But see, once again, that would require a lot of like thought, forethought now. But no. We just had to have this one scene, and that's it. Really, let me go back to the gang shit, because that's what people come to see. It. I come to understand what this Zesser thing is about, and because it wrapped in dancehall, that would have been a great way to touch on it now. But no. That makes no sense, right? So, in to close things off, by this was a over glorified student film trend. And when I say
Yeah,
student
yeah.
film, I'm talking about because both of we have film school experience, right? I talking about on the day of presenting the films, you do an
Right.
all-nighter dread and you make sure that you're doing everything there. And then when you come and you show it, it's like, oh shit, I didn't cut this part out. Oh shit, there have a
Yeah,
gap in
yeah,
between
yeah,
here. Oh shit, like
yeah.
that's why I got exactly that. Why the audio out of sync? Why the music so loud here? It just felt like a last minute edit dread. And as I say edit
Yeah.
dread, this is clearly a first draft first. This is a first
Right,
draft
right.
film dread. So in short, I'm actually hoping, right? Praying to the gods and me, right? That we actually get like a full, complete, uncut version of this trend. I don't know
Right.
if it'll just be on YouTube for every man jack to see. Because this movie here should have just been on YouTube. There was no need for this to
Okay.
be in theaters at
Well,
all, Jen.
they pull it off. They asked cinema to
That's
get
the
it through.
thing.
So
That's the thing.
yeah,
That's the thing.
well,
On the one hand, I could
but
shake
it
the
sounds
hand,
good.
whoever it is. I could shake the hand
Right,
and be like, "Well, yeah, cool. They get all the film out there, cool.
right.
You'll do all the things, Dread." But they should have had more faith in the product, Dread, not dumb it down or dilute it. And I'm saying be this this
Yeah,
rated X over the top film that's so graphic that we if anybody own a copy of it, they'll get arrested. Like remember those days? Like I'm not talking
right.
about that, Dread, but just like dog, if you want to tell a story, Jay, that have violence and sex, whatever it is, show it now. Like show it. or just don't have it in it altogether. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying be gratuitous, but dog, if that's what they want to tell, if that's the life that all they want to showcase, then show it, right? But don't dilute it and say, well, because we don't want to get banned, whoever it is, right? And yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a first draft. I mean, technical stuff, just simple stuff. How loud the music is in comparison to the vocals. Like check that shit now. So
Yeah, yeah.
so as much as I would like to rate this thing and give this like as far as like from what I saw, this could get like a 1 to a 1.5 out of 5. But
Right.
this really felt unfinished, not unpolished. Okay, yes, it is unpolished, but felt incomplete in my opinion. I just really feel
Right.
that with a couple more edits, we'll actually see exactly what it is they want to see. But because it was just so blatantly cut up and edited, it was just like I really can't take this thing seriously as much as you want me to.
Right.
So before y'all tell me about, well, when are we gonna see this movie again? And you know what I mean, supporting local, all that kind of stuff. I have to end it off with this thread. This is the punchline here. Rama said the movie came out last Wednesday times recording here.
Right.
It is no longer showing in Caribbean Cinemas 8.
Right. Brutal. Real
It
brutal.
was only out for like about, I assume, Wednesday to Friday, and they probably
Right.
pulled that shit off theaters by
You
weekend
want that?
time, Dread.
Yeah, yeah. But if
Wow.
we just getting to it,
Wow, wow, wow,
it's,
wow,
it's
wow, wow.
possible. It's possible that they bullshit their way in now. So by the time the higher up pick up what's going on, it's like, yeah, cut that shit.
Yeah, no, I don't want to spend too much time on this one, but now I'm wondering if the deal was that they would show it for like a few days. But I mean, we talk about weekdays, Dread. Weekdays, like I went there, it was like what 6 other people there. This was a Thursday afternoon, Dread. You
Right.
and this was like 4 or 5 screenings that they had both in Caribbean Cinemas 8 and in South Park actually, right? So I
Right.
be
Right.
like,
Right.
okay, well, all right, well, when weekend come, real men gonna see this thing. It's like, nope, go on one time, Dread.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wow, boy. So y'all local filmmakers out there, y'all be careful, Dread. Y'all be careful with what it is that they make. I'm not saying personally, I'm not saying that the film festival is the way, is the mecca. I personally don't believe that at all. I believe that we should be putting out our movies all through the year and not be reliant on a festival that will highlight a show for a couple times and then not show it again. Just saying.
Right.
And then a few years later, friggin' TTT will be like, oh shit, yeah, we had this show. Let me run this. Just saying. That's just my opinion. So I applaud these guys, the Zesser crew, whoever, for at least getting this stuff out there like long before the film festival even comes out, right? In January to boot. But still, man, that whole 3D thing, Dread, that's something to really investigate with. Cause that was just fucked up, Dread. But
Right.
hey,
Right.
it is what it is, boy. I know we're not gonna see last of these shows again, boy, but boy, we have quite a ways to go with our films, boy. Yeah. We really have quite a ways to go.
Well, we will see. The thing is, it's a lot of people who do it stuff out there, right? It's not like it's not like some people like okay, yeah, them do shit, but like everybody else, most other people not at this level. So we'll see. Whatever. I don't watch it this as some kind of indication of the quality of cinema in Trinidad. Not this, because
Yeah,
at no point
neither me.
take these fellas seriously in that sense. Look, they do their thing. Congrats, they finish the product. That's it. Moving on.
Yeah, move it up.